Hey, what's up, Street Dogs? Eric Kim from the Eric Kim Street Photography blog. So, I want to do a quick video with you on how to be more creatively productive. So, the basic notion that I have is this. Too many of us are actually discouraged by modernity. I think you have infinite potential as a creator and artist, and simply put, I think the purpose of life is to create. So there's a trillion, quadrillion things that you could do while you're living, but I think the problem about modern society, especially modern capitalism, essentially it just wants us to be good money makers and then also good consumers. So it says, work really hard, make a bunch of money, but also, enjoy yourself so you could, go out and buy shit, right? The problem about that is this. We kind of forget the joy of creating, the joy of producing, the joy of making things. And to me, this is actually really important because a life without creation is like an impotent life, a life where you feel like you cannot really enact any change. So it's kind of like a really sad reality if you think about it. Like, you think about it, you're spending your whole life making money, and then the only joy you get in life is to go out and spend it rather than making shit. And then, if that's the case, the only way you could be quote unquote creative is actually by purchasing and consuming things, and by showing how creative, innovative you are based on what you purchase. So, I think fashion's good, right? Like, it's good that people could be fashionable. It's good that people could wear whatever they want. But the problem, once again, is that you forget that you could actually make your own outfits rather than always having to go out and buy everything. And also, so I don't necessarily think it's people are scared of making stuff necessarily. I just think that people just don't think about it. So, for example, we got so much media just being tossed at us. We don't really ever think, I watch so much Netflix, YouTube, whatever. What if I could make my own TV show? Or what if I could, record my own thing? That's like something that we don't really think about, right? Another thing is, if you like to listen to music, why not make your own music? I feel like these are just thoughts that no one really thinks about. So even for myself, I spent my whole life loving music, loving rap music, and especially shout out to my one of my best friends, Justin, for introducing me to music, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have fallen in love with hip hop. Anyways, I spend so much time listening to other people's beats, and I'll critique it. I'm like, this is good beat, bad beat, whatever. But I really feel that the thought never occurred to me that I could, make my own music. And so basically what happened was, on YouTube, I kept getting all these like copyright infringement notices because, I'll just find some instrumentals of like a Kanye beat and put it on top of my slideshows. So in order to overcome I'm like, oh yeah, isn't there a thing called GarageBand? So I just started to play around with GarageBand and discovered I could actually make pretty interesting music, pretty interesting beats based on GarageBand. So that was extremely empowering. And so now, like, I've been making a lot of beats for fun. And even, I like to listen to rap music. And to me, rap music is poetry. And it's so easy to criticize and critique rappers, like, oh, that's a bad line or whatever. But it's one thing to just criticize and critique, and it's one thing to create. So so I was like, okay, I hated how rappers are being so ignorant or being stupid, whatever. But what am I going to do about it? And it seems that the optimal solution actually is become the change which you wish to see in the world, which means, like, for a while I started to write my own rhymes or write my own raps or poetry, whatever, and started publishing that. So I think there's so many things we could complain about in the world. And there's obviously a lot of shitty things in the world, but perhaps the best way to combat that is to realize that you could change the world by creating. And I think that's really maybe the lesson is, the Gandhi quote, become the change which you wish to see in the world, is a very good one. But I think if we just kind of take this a step beyond, perhaps we could think, create things which you wish to see manifest in the world, or create things which could change the world. So when I talk about creation, it's very general, right? Like, you could create photos, films, music, beats, dances, fashion, whatever. So in my eyes, all creations are good. And the point isn't to create a masterpiece. The point is just to keep creating because you get so much joy in it. So even like now when I create these YouTube vlogs or photos now, I'm so happy I'm able to go back to like my childlike naive sense, which I feel like every time I do something, it's like the first time. So every time I make a new photo, I'm gonna treat it like it's my first time ever making a photo. Or when I make a YouTube video or whatever, I'm gonna treat it like it's the first time I ever made a YouTube video. So I think a big thing that's actually encouraged me, I never watch any other YouTubers. I'm not that interested. So it allows me to use my own idiosyncratic style, because like, you know, I'm kind of all over the place and stream of consciousness. But you know, that's just my personality. That's just how I am in real life too. And so spend less time consuming other people's artwork. You know, that's good to get inspiration. Like I looked at Frank Miller's Sin City, loved it, both the comic and also the film, which has given me a lot of inspiration to do more black and white in my work too. So like the basic formula is this: what if you spent 90% of your life producing and only 10% of your time consuming? I think maybe this could be the change. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out.